So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you gonna do it first?
He performed.
Snoop is just really hilarious.
Snoop Dogg is funny,
he's doing all these things.
Snoop Dogg just got checked, and not by cops, enemies, or industry rivals. The shot came straight from Katt Williams. Yes, that Katt Williams. The man who never sugarcoats a thing. And this time, he's calling Snoop out for what he sees as selling out. Or, in Katt's blunt words, turning into a political dog.
Career down the road. People might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California.
Sir. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let
Katt didn't blink. No, sir. Down the road, you might not even get booked in Texas, Arizona, or California. And wouldn't that be something? You could hear the burn in every syllable. Katt doesn't fire off warnings for clout. He only speaks when he feels something real as at stake. And to him, Snoop's playing a dangerous balancing act. Loyalty, influence, and the kind of truth Hollywood hates hearing. Katt's been on a full sweep lately, dragging hypocrisy into the open, and calling out Steve Harvey, Cedric, D.L. Hughley. Nobody's been spared. But the second he said Snoop Dogg, everything shifted. Because Snoop isn't just a rapper, he's a symbol. A legend who climbed from gangster rap to global stardom, from death row chaos to daytime TV, from Long Beach corners to shaking hands at the...
I just want to say this real quick, now on the political shit. All you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't no fucking way in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid motherfuckers.
Was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States of America. Snoop Dogg performed at the Crypto Ball. Now, Snoop Dogg, he got the backlash because people are like, wait, this isn't the same Snoop from 2016.
And remember when Snoop once said, I'm not political. All you people in the federal government not getting paid right now? Ain't no way in the world. That was the old Snoop. The Snoop who spoke boldly for regular folks. But Katt's point slices deep. In his eyes, that Snoop is long gone. Somewhere along the way, Katt says the dog stopped growling and started playing friendly with power.
Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black.
This isn't the Snoop who rolled with Pac or survived the madness of death row. Not the Snoop who dropped Doggy Dog World and repped the streets. This is the Snoop cooking with Martha Stewart, filming insurance commercials, selling pet treats, showing up beside politicians and CEOs. To Katt Williams, that's not evolution. That's submission.
Snoop has responded to the backlash he received for performing for a Trump event. One of the things he pointed out was that we always stick together. We're good at tearing each other apart, which is pretty constant. It's pretty consistent when somebody gets into trouble. It takes backlash from the community. It's always a communal thing. It isn't any action they took. It is the fact that we can't stay together, that we can't stick together, that it's us always attacking us. But that flies in the face of the reality of what's happening right now. It is not us who are tearing down affirmative action. It is not us who is tearing down DEI. It is not us who are tearing families apart. It is not us who have decided that affirmative action and rollbacks that have been that had precedent for 50, 60 years are gone. It is not us that is doing it. It is, I think most people are disappointed because they saw you a specific way, and you have a right to kind of interpret and do whatever artistically you want to. No one's begrudging you that. But why the attack on the community because they disagree with something you did?
But let's keep it real. Katt has always respected Snoop's mark on hip-hop. He said it before. Snoop broke doors open, brought gangsta culture to the mainstream, and carried fame like it was effortless. But Katt believes somewhere along the timeline, Snoop drifted from what made him iconic. That untamed voice, that rebel spirit, that edge the industry couldn't control. And in a world where the real truth tellers are disappearing, Katt refuses to pretend he doesn't notice. He's calling it exactly as he sees it. So where did this tension really start? Rewind. In the early 2000s, Snoop Dogg was untouchable. He survived death row, built a whole empire, and held the title of hip-hop's coolest OG. Connected with everyone, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, practically the entire game. Snoop was hip-hop's uncle. But then, something shifted. Snoop began popping up at political events, defending certain public figures, staying unusually quiet about others. He aligned with brands, agendas, and personalities fans felt didn't match the Snoop they grew up with. That's when Katt raised the alarm. Because Katt always says, when they can't control you, they cancel you. And when they can't cancel you, they recruit you. And Katt genuinely believes Snoop got recruited. The tension snapped even more when Katt noticed Snoop's silence during major industry moments. When artists got blackballed, Snoop stayed neutral. When people exposed industry darkness, he played diplomat. When exploitation claims surfaced, he barely reacted.
Really hilarious.
Snoop Dogg is funny,
He's doing all these things.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you gonna do it first?
But the moment Hollywood threw a party, Snoop was right up front. To Katt, that looked less like loyalty and more like guarding a seat at the table. So when Katt said, "This is Snoop's last warning, stop being a political dog," he wasn't exaggerating. It was a direct shot at someone he once admired. In Katt's world, there are two types of dogs. The street dog, raw, loyal, fearless, real. And the political dog, groomed, polished, obedient. Katt says Snoop used to be the first one. Wild, authentic, untouchable. But now, he's acting like the second. Someone who follows the system script instead of challenging it. And to be honest, a lot of fans think he has a point. Snoop is on TV more than he's in the studio, hosting shows instead of tearing up stages, pushing products instead of pushing messages. Katt isn't knocking growth, he's questioning what kind of growth this is. Did Snoop evolve as a man or just as a brand? Katt never cared about Hollywood's approval. He's been banned, arrested, blackballed, mocked, and he never folded. That's why the streets believe him. He doesn't owe Hollywood anything, and he's not scared to lose it all. What worries him is what happens when the real voices go quiet. And here's where it gets personal. Snoop and Katt go way back. Both West Coast names, both loved by the people. Snoop has shown Katt love for years. Interviews, shout-outs, comedy shows. But over time, Katt saw something change. Snoop started standing next to the same Hollywood players Katt was calling out. While Katt exposed Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric, Snoop stayed silent. Worse, he smiled in photos with them. That's when Katt drew the line. You can't claim the people and still shake hands with the puppeteers. We all knew who he meant. And honestly, this isn't the first time Snoop's been accused of switching lanes. Back during death row, he was ride or die. But after Tupac's death, he stepped back from Suge and made new alliances. Some call it survival, some call it betrayal. Then came No Limit, then the corporate era, then full-blown Hollywood. Snoop has reinvented himself more than any rapper alive. That's why he's lasted. But it's also why some fans feel disconnected. Katt isn't disrespecting Snoop's legacy. He's questioning his loyalty. Basically, you used to stand with us. Now you stand with them. Snoop hasn't responded, but the internet has, and it's split. Half say Katt's bitter, throwing stones at anyone who levels up. They argue Snoop is just moving how a smart mogul moves, evolve or fade. The other half says Katt is the only one bold enough to say what's been whispered forever, that Snoop's been straddling the fence, talking real but living corporate, preaching loyalty while rolling with whoever cuts the check. Truth is, both sides make solid points. This isn't just Katt versus Snoop. It's the battle between fame and authenticity. Snoop represents the survivor, the man who made it out and stayed relevant. Katt represents the rebel, the man who refuses to play the game, even if it costs him everything. Two legends, two philosophies, same spotlight. So what exactly is Katt warning him about? When Katt said, "last warning," the room went still. It felt like something bigger was simmering under the surface. Some fans think he's warning Snoop about karma, the price you pay when you trade purpose for politics. Others think he's warning him about playing both sides, because eventually, both sides turn on you. And some say Katt's simply heartbroken, watching icons he respected turn into puppets. Katt once said, "The moment you stop speaking for the people stop speaking for you." That's the message he's delivering now. No matter how legendary or wealthy you become, if the streets stop feeling you, the legacy starts to crack. That's why Katt's warning hits so hard. It's personal. He's not just talking to Snoop. He's talking to every entertainer who drifted away from their roots. He's saying, don't let them shape you. Because once your voice loses its truth, they don't need you anymore. Snoop's career shows how complicated fame can be. He's been everything: rapper, icon, mogul, comedian, businessman, and he earned it all. But with every reinvention, one question gets louder. Has Snoop become too polished? Too political? Too cozy with the very machine he once challenged? Because the same Snoop who said fuck the system now laughs with the system. And Katt can't respect that. Still, no one can take away Snoop's impact. He pushed West Coast culture forward, mentored artists, created opportunities, and stayed relevant for decades. But maybe that's exactly why Katt is suspicious. In an industry this messy, being that clean looks like cooperation. And Katt Williams is anything but cooperative. He's pure fire. So when Katt sees Snoop's smoothness, he doesn't see peace, he sees surrender. When Katt says last warning, he means every letter. If Snoop even hints at responding, Katt will come back 10 times harder. This isn't tabloid drama, it's the collision between truth and comfort, rebellion and reputation. Katt stands for the people, Snoop stands for the dream. Both icons, both trailblazers. But only one refuses to play Hollywood's game. So what happens now? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Because in this business, silence isn't safety. Silence is strategy. And if Snoop stays silent,